conductor and driver did not even wait to see if I was okay. They just zoomed off. Like, I rolled off the bus into the nearby bush. Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. My name is Atineke, and today I will be giving you guys the lowdown of the culture shock I experienced coming to this country. As a born, bred and buttered Nigerian coming to a new place, I wasn't informed about so many things that were different in this country. So I'll be giving you guys the lowdown of that. But before I continue, I need to get this off my chest. If you are watching this video, I have one question for you. Have you subscribed to my channel? Another question. If you have not subscribed, is it good? Because every time I post this video, I keep saying, please like, please subscribe, and all. And you are not subscribing. I will not do another video if you don't subscribe. Anyways, guys, please don't forget to subscribe. Please subscribe so I don't have to say it in the next video, because I'm sure you guys are tired of me saying please subscribe to my video, please like the video. So yeah, don't forget to subscribe, guys, please. Anyways, let's get into the topic of the day. Guys, let me give you guys a background story. So before I came to the UK, I'd never left Nigeria. Like, I'd never traveled out of the country. So I used to think, oh, when I leave Nigeria, when I finally moved, because I'd already started the relocation process and all that, when I finally moved to the UK, I wonder what it would be like. I wonder what people are like there. I wonder what the culture is like. I wonder what the food is going to be like. I even thought, like, how is the ground? Like, is it like the regular kind of ground we have in Nigeria where, there's like tarred roads and this and that? I had so many thoughts because I'd never left Nigeria. The night before I traveled, like, I could not sleep overnight. I was thinking, what is it going to be like? Am I going to like this new place and all that? I was really excited, really anxious about everything. The day came, I traveled, we got to the UK. I think it was in January, so it was really cold, proper cold. I didn't really feel the cold that much. And then we got to the hospital. The drive down to the hospital was interesting because I remember I was just looking around, and you like those movies where you see like a JJC coming to a place like for the first time. I was looking around, looking at the house, like, oh, this is what I see in movies, because like I really love movies. I'm always watching like American movies and British movies, so I had it in my mind what everything is supposed to look like and feel like. But it was so surreal experiencing it, myself for the first time. So I was looking around, looking at the houses, and I was just so excited. I remembered when I got to the HR office, the lady said, oh, it's about 3 or 4 of you, so I just want to take you on a tour around the hospital. I should have said no. At that point, she took us out. Initially, I was like, oh, I thought they said like it's always so cold in this country. It's not so bad. I was joking. So we started going round. So we showed us this is so and so place, this is X-ray department, this is where the quarters and everything. And I was getting really cold. And I was thinking to myself, like, it wasn't so cold when I dropped from the plane. Like, it felt like it was getting colder by the minute. And then I remember by the time I got to the quarters, the accommodation area where we were supposed to stay, my fingers were numb and tingling. It was later I realized, after like a couple of months, I realized that that's what they call frostbites. Because I didn't have gloves on. My fingers were numb and tingling. My nose was so cold. I felt it was going to fall off. I was so cold. So the lady said, oh, do you guys want to go to the restaurant and have some food and lunch and all? I said, oh, I'm fine. I'm not cold. Just give me the key to my room. And I entered the room. I was shivering. I was so cold. And I didn't know how to fix the thermostat and all, increase the heating and all that. So I just sat there really cold. I wanted to cry. I wanted to go back home. I remember calling my mom, and I called my husband, and I was telling him, I don't think I can live in this country. It is too cold. And then one of the girls came around to my room, because our room was just like a couple of rooms down to mine. And then she was like, oh, should we go to the restaurant? Because they give us like tickets. You can have like free breakfast, lunch and dinner for I think a couple of weeks. So we had tickets, so we didn't have to pay for the food. And she was telling me, oh, should we go down to the restaurant? I said, I am not hungry because I was too cold. So I think that was the first thing that shocked me, the weather. Because like in Nigeria, it is always too hot. that like you're literally sweating every minute if you're like outside a place that doesn't have air condition. So the cold was just, I was not expecting, it was too cold. But you know what, now down the line now, I think I've just gotten used to it. And whenever I see like new people come in and they complain of the cold and all, as an OG, I tell them, don't worry, you get used to the cold and all that. So yeah, I think that was the first thing that shocked me. But now I'm so over it. Sometimes I even go out like without jacket when the weather is like, because you don't want to try that during proper winter. I even remember, that reminds me, I remember that I had pneumonia like the first few weeks. I think it was like the first month. I was so cold that I got pneumonia at a point. I just remember I had like this stabbing pain in my chest, and some of the girls in, because we had like a group where we were doing like classes and all for my other exam, they had to rush me to the emergency department, and then they later did x-rays and everything, and they said, oh yeah, that I have pneumonia. And it's quite common amongst like foreigners that come from like temperate regions, you know, places where like your weather is usually hot. Your body takes a while to adjust to it. Like, it was that bad. The weather was that bad. But you know what, I'm not even complaining, because some of my friends that moved to Canada told me that the weather in UK is just is a joke, because Canada is just like crazier when it comes to like cold weather. But anyways, look at me now. I'm enjoying it now. I mean, today I went out and I was just wearing this, and I wore like a tiny coat and all, and it's really cold. So yeah, I'm like an OG now. And let's talk about their sun. Their sun is never sunning. During winter, you would see everywhere will be so bright and like, oh yeah, the sun is out today, let's go out. You will freeze. Like, the weather is just ridiculous. Even during summer, like our summer is barely summer. It's just, you get like maybe 2 weeks of hot weather. Well, not even hot weather, no. Yeah, the weather is just what it is. Another thing that shocked me was the rate at which people drink coffee and tea in this country. I mean, in Nigeria, when you go to a place, they ask you, auntie Shera Morobo, you know, stuff like that. They give you like Pepsi, they give you malt, you know, chilled drink. When I got here, I remember the HR lady said, oh, would you like a cup of coffee? I said, I don't take coffee, can I have tea, please? And then I had a cup of tea. And then we were waiting around for the other girls to like rally around and come so that we can start the tour. And about 20 minutes later, she asked me again, would you like another cup of tea? Because, you know, I told her, I said, okay, because I was trying to be polite. I didn't want to say, yeah, no. So I had another cup of tea. And then we went out, we went for the tour and everything and all that. I finally had to leave my room at a point because, you know, I said I was cold, to sign some papers at HR. And I got back there, and the first thing the lady said to me was, do I want another cup? I said, I don't want another cup of tea. You're not offering me meat, but you're not offering me a cold glass of juice or something. They were asking me, everywhere you get, someone will ask you, would you like a cup of tea? Would you like a cup of coffee? I didn't used to even drink tea as such. I used to take this chocolate drink that we call, well, that's what we call tea in Nigeria. I take Milo, I take Bonfita and all that. But not like, you know, proper tea bag. You only take that when you're sick or when you have malaria or something. But yeah, every time someone is asking you, and you're trying to be polite and not like refuse everything. But you know what? It got to a point. I don't want tea. Thank you. I just say politely, I don't know, I'm good, thank you. And another thing, everyone is offering you a cup of tea, a cup of coffee, and all. But I know generally they're just being nice and polite. But they like tea and coffee in this country. I still can't drink coffee. I don't like it. I don't know. Some people manage it. Do you know? I know some people that drink like really dark coffee, no sugar, no milk. I think people like that can be serial killers because coffee is just so bitter. And I'm saying that as a Nigerian that grew up drinking agbo. Agbo is a concoction that our mothers would give us, you know, to prevent us from having maybe malaria or from having this and that. Our parents used to give us lots of that. And those things are always very bitter. But when you compare that to coffee, hey, coffee is proper. I just have not gotten used to it. Some people take it without sugar and milk. Anywho's, another thing that really shocked me was the price of African food in this country. Now, when I was coming, I remember someone told me, oh yeah, bring African food, you know, bring dried catfish and bring this and that. But there were some things I couldn't bring, obviously, like I couldn't bring yam. I was not going to put like a tuber of yam or like some tubers of yam in my bag. So So I thought to myself, oh, because my dad told me that, oh, when you get there, you can get yam and all that. My dad used to tell me, because he would say, oh, he's visited Liverpool and this and that, so that you can get yam when you get there. And because I used to like really like to eat yam, and then I got to the African shop, I wanted to buy yam, so I calculated in my head. That's another thing. I calculated in my head that okay, there, as I did, I think it was about £500 or so. That so the yam should be about like £1 or £2. And then I took a small tuber of yam, and they told me I think like £7 or so for one yam. And then I calculated in my £7 times about 500. That yam was about 3,500, 4,000 naira for one tuber of yam. Let me just tell you, at the moment, I rarely eat yam. I don't like yam anymore because it is just so expensive. Now, generally, if you buy regular foods, you know, at stores like maybe Tesco and all that, you know, like the supermarkets, food there are like generally, I won't say cheap, but just like regular price. But if you want to buy African food in this country, hold your points, because they are quite expensive. And I don't blame them, because I think most times they have to like import it, and you know, the processing and all, making sure it doesn't get rotten and all that. But yeah, it's just African food is just so expensive. Yeah, but I mean, I still buy some because sometimes I want to cook it. I want to cook vegetable soup, or I want to just, you know, eat something that tastes like home. So sometimes I still buy some of it, but most times now I just eat the regular food that you get at the regular stores here, because I cannot be buying £7. I'm sorry. But then, you know, you get used to it, because I remember when I first came, like, the food was different. Another thing that I just remembered now is me taking food. So I remember there, when I take food to work in Nigeria, if you're eating breakfast is like yam and egg. Lunch is like a bar and vegetable soup or something like that. And then dinner is like maybe rice and something. So we eat 3 proper meals in a day, 3 big heavy meals in a day. That's why we always end up with pot bellies. Anywho's, and I remember that day, so usually I'll take my breakfast before going to work, because work can be quite stressful, so I just want to eat properly. But that day I was running late, so I put my yam and egg in a different plate. I put my jollof rice and chicken in that plate. So that one was going to be my breakfast and one was going to be my lunch. And then when I got there, I had like little time to eat in the morning, so I put my yam and egg in the oven. I was microwaving it and all. And then I started eating, and then a colleague came and said, oh, Tike, why are you having your dinner at this time? Now, note this, British people mostly call lunch dinner. I did not realize that when I was when I first came in here. So what she was asking me was, in Nigeria lingo, what she was asking me was, why am I eating my lunch at this time? Now, that was my breakfast. She was asking me why was I eating my lunch. I was thinking, yeah, I'm not eating this is my breakfast. I said, that is your breakfast? Because I had a big bowl of yam and egg and chicken for breakfast. Guys, she did not understand, because generally they would have maybe like cereal or just like a slice of toast for breakfast. It's safe to say now that everyone at my workplace calls me a foodie, because they would say that Tige is always in the break room, and she would probably bring like 2 or 3 plates of food. I mean, like food, what can I say? Yeah, so that's that. Now, another different thing in this country is the transport system. Now, let me give you a little background story. Few days to I think it was like a day or 2 to my wedding day, I realized that I forgot to buy the bead I was supposed to use for my traditional wedding. So I had like a necklace and I was supposed to use like a bead, and I forgot I was supposed to buy the bead. So I told myself, wait, I'll just quickly get to the market, to the eco market, and go and buy the bead I needed. So when I was coming back, I took the Molue. It's called Molue or Danfo. It's like a yellow bus, like a yellow public transport. Now, if you live in Lagos, you know that these buses would rarely stay, and like they rarely wait and let you enter the bus. You're supposed to like run after the bus and jump on it. And most times when you're about to alight, you would have to like, you know, jump while the bus is still moving slightly, and you get used to this. Now, I'd been in school for a while, so it had been a while that I'd entered, you know, the public transport and all the Danfo bus. So I went to buy the bead and all, and I was heading back to the hotel where I was staying, you know, for the wedding. And I remember I was telling the guy that my bus stop is just at the front. Please, just wait and let me come off the bus. And we got there. The guy said, oh yeah, auntie, come down. And then I was trying to remember how to, alight off the bus without falling off. I tried alighting and I ended up rolling into the bush. And this conductor and driver did not even wait to see if I was okay. They just zoomed off. Like, I rolled off the bus into the nearby bush. So yeah, that's how the transport system of Lagos can be. So when I got here, I was prepared to also, when the bus is coming, I was prepared to roll. So I was supposed to take the bus one day to the city center. So I was at the bus stop. So what I noticed they do here is, when you get to the bus stop, once the bus is stopping, you're supposed to wait, let the people on the bus come off, and then you go on. But the Lagosian in me wasn't going to allow them, because I didn't know that that's how it was supposed to be. So, and I was at the back, but it was so many of us going towards the city center, and I was thinking, I saw so many people in the bus. Well, in my defense, I didn't know they were coming off. I thought they would stay on, and then the rest of us would go in, and I didn't want to, stand like the way you would do like in a typical Lagos bus. So immediately the driver rolled to a stop, and the door opened. I was fighting towards the door. I was ready to go in, and then some people were like trying to come towards me. I wasn't going to wait. I was just trying to wriggle, and I saw that everyone was looking at me like, what kind of weirdo is this? So I was supposed to wait and let them come off before I get on. I did not know that. So, but I noticed that everyone was looking at me like a weirdo. And I noticed when I sat that some were now coming off and every other person stayed behind. And then when everyone came off, then the others got on the bus. So I felt so embarrassed. But I learned from that. So the following day when I was going to take the bus, I was patient. I let the others come off the bus. And you know what? You even let elderly people go on first. And where I came from, you don't care about elderly people or no elderly people. Everybody's rushing to get on that bus because you're on your own if you don't get on that bus. But do you know what? Like, everything is just so I don't know what English that is. Everything is just well put together. Let's say that. I don't know if it's orderly. Yeah, everything is just well put together. Like, if the bus is supposed to come at 8:50, 90% of the time the bus would come at 8:50. Do you know what? I remember there was a day I was supposed to get the train. I think it was around like 9 or so, and then train came about like 30 minutes late. And I was thinking to myself, it wasn't surprising to me because it was the first few weeks. But someone now told me that you can actually get a compensation for the train coming late. Like, imagine that. And I actually did. I applied, and I think I got compensated like a quarter of the train ticket for the train being about 30 minutes. So like, everything is just so well put together. If the bus is supposed to come on this time, it will come. The train is supposed to come, and you would even see everything on your map. Like, if you check on the map and the map says, oh, bus 52 would come at 8:50, bus 52 will come at 8:50. It blows my mind. I don't know how they do it, but like, it's just so good how they put everything together. I guess that's why it's called a developed country, because things are so well thought out and so well arranged and organized. It blows my mind. Another thing about the transport system is the driving in this country. Now, in Nigeria, we drive on the right side, and our roads are like pretty big and also nothing strange. Here, the roads are really small, and they drive on the left side. So I found that really confusing. And when I started driving, I remember a couple of times I would end up on the right side, and people would honk at me like, oh wait, they don't honk, or they would look at me. And that's another thing, honking. Like, in Nigeria, I saw something on Instagram like a couple of days where like people were just honking and making a beat and sound out of it, and joking around, playing pa 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 pa. It doesn't happen here. Nobody honks except if something really weird or something really serious is happening. Like, it's always so quiet. It is weird. Like, nobody slams on their on and just go pa 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 pa. It's just and the cars here are really tiny. Like, this tiny. Everyone drives like really tiny cars and all. Everything is just so different. But do you know what? I've been here for a couple of years now, and I think I am loving it. Now, another thing is bills. Hey, there's an expression currently going around in Lagos called "ichoku." The bills we choke you in this country. Now, before coming here, I was thinking, oh yeah, you know what, I will be making lots of money, I will be flexing, I can't wait to buy the Fendis, the Gucci's, you know, Burberry's, buy all the designer clothes, perfumes, coats, you know, all that. Now, I started getting paid. It wasn't bad. And then the bills would come in every month. Now, let me give you like a rough list of everything I have to pay for in a month as an adult. Hi, I miss my parents paying for these things. Now, you know, you buy food as per usual, which is normal everywhere. In this country, you pay for water. Or water. Let's call it water because that's my accent. You pay for water. I'm sorry, but I just wanted to try that. Yeah. You pay for water. You pay for council tax. You pay for TV license to watch your TV. Then you also pay for broadband that will fill your TV and, you know, your phones and like. If you have a car, you pay for car insurance. You pay to put your car on the road, that's the road tax. You probably pay to, you know, the monthly payment for your car. So it's just so many things that you have to pay for. So even if you're earning a lot, you probably be spending like 50, 60, 70% of that on bills. Like, billing in this country is crazy. Unlike Nigeria, where you're literally just buying food, probably pay NEPA once in 3 months, and even if you don't pay and they, you know, pull off your wires and all that, you just get an electrician to just put it right back. Like, it's just never that serious in Nigeria. You make your money and you spend it. So if you're making plenty of money in Nigeria, you're a rich man. You know, you get to spend, you get to go to the club, you know, buy Dorime, or, you know, spend your money on something ridiculous and all. But yeah, you just can't afford to spend your money on anything ridiculous because everything is just budgeted. So at the end of the month, you bring out your calculator like a mathematician and you're calculating every single thing because the payment will be going somewhere. Another thing that really threw me off when I got to this country was the accents. Now, I pride myself in being able to understand like the basic English language. I mean, back in Nigeria, even like from right when I was young, I used to watch like Hollywood movies and watch British movies and all that. So I used to think when I was coming, I told like when my mom was asking that, like, how would you deal with the accent and everything? I was like, oh, I'll be okay. Like, I understand like the basic accent and all the ones I watch on TV or hear on TV rather. And then when I got here, now I noticed that different people speak different accents in this country. Now I met someone from Scotland, from Glasgow. Now the Glaswegian accents I did not get at first. I had to properly listen to be able to understand what she was saying. I remember I met another Irish girl also. Yeah, Irish girl. The accent threw me off. So they're like different accents. People have like different accents, and if you don't listen properly, it's still English, but you have to actually listen properly to be able to pick what they're saying. But you know what? Now, I've been here for a couple of years now, and I pretty much... I've been here for a couple of years, and I'm still saying I pretty much... That's why you know I'm a Yoruba girl. So, I was going to say I pretty much, but you know, that Yoruba-ness in me just keeps slipping through, like... every single time. So yeah, I pretty much understand like most accents are here now, but at the beginning it was so hard for me. Another thing is you know, where I work, sometimes when the maybe the doctor or the nurses say something about like, oh, I think they say 20. If I'm going to say 20, I'll say 20. We say T, 20. They will say 20. I had to get used to that 20. So most times I just tell them like, that's my accent, sorry. Another thing is the cities in this country. Now, there's a city called Leicester. The first time I called it Leicester because that is the spelling. It's just spelled Leicester. But apparently it's called Leicester. So there's so many things that they just call, like, it might appear different because, you know, when they say something like just as pronounced or just as written, it would probably be a different pronunciation. So Leicester is Leicester. Oldbury is Oldbury. So, you know, everything is just really different, but it takes getting used to. But I think once you're used to it, you know, it's just good. You just flow. Another thing is because I work in a hospital, so let me just give you guys like a lowdown of how the hospital is like. Now, back in Nigeria, people would complain that nurses are generally not nice. You know, nurses are rude and this and all that. you don't have that option in this country. I mean, yeah, you get to treat everyone like, you know, like a human being. You're not supposed to, you know, shout at your patients and all that. If you try that, you get reported. Just straightforward. You get reported and you're risking your license and all that. So it's just really nice, because you know that when you go to the hospital, you get treated right. You're not expecting someone to just, you know, randomly shout at you for no reason and all. So that's one good thing. And another thing is the fact that everything is paid for under the NHS. Now, when I had my baby, I told you, if you watched like a previous video that I posted, I'll put the link at the end of this video. I had an emergency cesarean section. Now, if that happened in Nigeria, especially if you were in a private hospital, you'd probably have to pay through your nose for that emergency CS, because if you're going for a planned CS, it's a different price. But if you're having an emergency CS, it is even more to pay. So the fact that I had emergency CS and I did not have one dime prepared for that was just amazing. And even when I was leaving the hospital, they gave me like packages, they gave me like diapers and this and that for the baby. Like, it's just, I had a lot to eat. And that's another thing. Patients enjoy so many things in this hospital. I mean, you're not praying or hoping that you get to be a patient in the hospital, but when you're a patient, you get fed proper. I mean, not like the food is great or anything, but you're not like hustling to buy food like you would normally do in government hospitals back at home. Now, patients will get their breakfast. I mean, people would even give them options. Do you want Weetabix? Do you want cornflakes? Do you want Rice Krispies? Do you want toast? They have options. So you give them like breakfast. Before lunch, there's like noon break, or what do you call it? Noon snack, where you can give them like a small cake and jello or ice cream. And then they have lunch, proper lunch. They have like roast beef and mash and this, you know, something really fancy. And then that time before lunch and dinner, you can give them another snack. So you can give them some fruits or some biscuits and a cup of tea. And then they have dinner. And before they sleep again, you can also give them like a cup of tea and the enjoyment. Ha! Even me that I am there working 10-11 hours. If I don't bring food like this, I just look at it like, hey, these people are enjoying, you know. So like, it's just amazing, you see. So really, you know what? So far, so good, because there's so many things I miss about Nigeria, and so many things I wish we had in Nigeria. I mean, like, say for instance in Nigeria, if you had like a common illness, you don't have to like go through the GP or, you know, jump through hoops and all that to get medication. You can just go over the counter and get something. But then the disadvantage of that is that we tend to abuse these things. I mean, people will just take antibiotics randomly instead of getting proper prescription for it and all. So, you know, it all has its pros and cons. And you know what? So far, I'll just say I'm enjoying it really. It's a totally new experience, and I'm so proud of myself that so far I have adapted well. I can say that I'm actually doing well as an adult in a new place, considering that I've stayed in my home country for over 25 years, you know. So yeah, I'll just say so far so good. I'm really enjoying this country and all. But I don't want to, you know, give you guys that gist. I have a lot to say about this, but I just thought, yeah, it would be nice to you know, let you guys know how well I am adapting in this country and all. And yeah, that's it. So if you have any question about my journey so far in this country, pop it in the comment box and I'll reply. So thank you so much guys for watching another video. As I said earlier, please don't forget to subscribe, pretty please. I'm really expecting that by the next time I put out another video, we would have gone over 100 mark subscribers. So guys, please don't forget to subscribe, like the video, share, drop your comments. Thank you so much.